Vajra Masija Tama Chichi to Sanji Hong the Chota Tabicha number the Sanyambe. Oh Lord, Janji Sin, which never said on the Sambara.
With question of your motivation to the generation of proper bodhicitta that's wanting to attain the state of enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. For that very purpose, now we should attend and listen to the teaching.
The Jonji said the Dagi John was a Jonyak Jonji the Mercy. Dagi Jonyak Jonji Mercy and Jit Jurgori. Dagi John Dagi Juru said it. Jonji Mosuya de la Daji Jonji de la Saja Lusu Jenny, Niedan the Junior and Neju Wodima Jarajan Muri. Never Neju Maras Yato, Yalo, this young Congo Jonji the Jani. The John look at Jagwe, John Luke Sungu, the Gachumari. The member is in Jamal Masuba, the Chashila, Chishiba to Sumbukara, Gacho is the Sungu, Janji.
So, now to begin with the actual sadhana, there is self-generation, or taki, there's the generation of oneself in the aspect of the deity. And in order to generate oneself into the deity, now we have to recognize that the base, what we are trying to purify, and that base of one, which is to be purified, and then transformation, what we try to transform, the change of oneself into, change of that base into, and so according with Satya, that beginning from sleeping yoga and awakening yoga and so on, that in each and every one of those steps that they try to orient us what we are trying to purify. But according with the great Tsongkhapa, those are not that important. But as our main thing, what we try to purify is the base, the death, birth, death, and the intermediate state. So thus, the base, what we try to purify are those three, the birth, death, and the interstate.
That Janji Chewa Padu Chewa Sumbuti, me on the Chen Sheveri, me Chiluch, the Shiluch, me Joel and Lushegi Yordan, Matu Noji Jin, Michel de Carresana, Hala Chish Padu already. Had Sangai, Hajibite Mari. They had the Umuniju with the Olam to Chea Yomari Lala. Some Umuniju, some Deve Lala Pumu de Vichivas on Yordi, and near Jansikama Yomari, Lung Niso Zambo and the Ojo Madu Yomari, Hagan no to Romari.
So,
Miguri.
The base, that what we try to purify, the birth, the death, and the intermediate state. Now we are just trying to explain it the way our human, our death in the human state, that which is the most conducive for our tantric practice. Just way according with that, then we try to explain the whole practice. Otherwise, like in form like that of the Deva, that even though they have the death, birth, and intermediate state, but they are not a right candidate for a practice of the secret Tantra. For instance, one thing that they have the no bliss to the joining of the two organs of male and female, and so on. Of course, they have the contact of such a activity, but they have no bliss to the direct contact of the sacred organ, and so on.
Tal mela ling ji yori. Dami yen de ludong ra ji de yo. Ludong ra ma le ba shi ya yo ma re. Longju ge sa ba mazda longju ni shi ra yo re. Be ka le ye wo ma re. Be longju le da bu yo ma re. Che ge jen ge longju nge longju sa yi me za ka ne long je je re. Te ko mo ko ya ru ta chi tro ya ru yo ma dami be shi ha jong ge je wo re. Da na ye lu ba ling che long a ja de ge yo re.
So, now amongst the human that we have human in the northern continent, there were people live as long as up to 1,000 years of age, but since that they being so much of the wealth and availability of the wealth, and where there's not much about the my wealth or your and so on, because of the plentifulness of such a wealth, and so there's not much of the personal renunciation. And also in the eastern continent, that they live up to 500 years of age. Still, that is the land of plenty or the abundance. Or the western continent, where they live about 250 years, because of their availability of the too much luxury in their life, so or too much wealth, and they do not have enough renunciation at the personal level.
Ranju Santo Cheni Ngenjung Jigo Mari, Jigo Inza. Temaja, Jeju Santo Cheni, Niji Jigio Mari, Jikabu Yorita, Mani Mijida Sea Mari, Linsung Jiba Bemegi told, Demian Yomaramato, Linsung Jiba Bemegi told, Dumagia Yoinza, Chuki gave the Yoreti, in a song of 10 delabe, Chod Juba and Zabulimber. Linsumba to Lunjug Sachior, Zabulival, Lazy Sachior. Zabuli Mandele Kachanari Bebu, Be Leg Be Debu Be Mimbu, Sidu Jebe, Sime the Miyum and Debu. Today is a Ninjubu Sambachilava. Le Soya Le de Hajam Top Chimbo. Zabuli Babisi Yamen Sase Yori, Le Chimusabi Yori.
So that because of their that kind of because of their availability of the lots of facilities and so on, they do not have the enough renunciation at their personal level. The reasoning upon oneself, they can't have enough renunciation, so thus they can't have the enough compassion, the same thing which one should focus on others. So compassion about the sufferings of others as well, since the lack of the suffering upon at the personal level. And of course, we can't say that they are not right suitable candidate for the Dharma practices, because that except for the northern continent, the rest of the two others, that they are also right candidate for receiving the vows and so on, but it is a very rare case. It happens a rare case, and because of the facilities in all those three other continents, so it does not become quite a suitable candidate for the Tantra practice and so on. Whereas in the southern continent, as it is called, the land of the karma, where the effectuation of the karma happens so fast, and any karma they create becomes so strong that is the effect of such karma, or such karma comes into effectuation even towards the end of their own life, because that people being that whatever karma they create becomes real strong.
Lin Sumba de Longju Sava Siri, Zavulimba Legi Sava Siri. Lin Sumba de Longju Yago, Be Tse Rimbo, to make sure you do already, Kivu Shada Inza, Miju Jiko, Zavulimba de Lebe, Legi Sava Inza, Leto, Chimbo, Le Sato, Chimbo, Titul Sabi, Le Simele, Miu and Rabu, Sitting to a Naman Hasso, Juchi Mongo, Zuzang Mongo.
So, like as explained earlier, those three other continents, they are called the land of the wealth, and the third continent is called land of the karma, because that people create whatever karma they create or commit, that effectuation of that karma comes real early. Like sometimes they can come so early, whatever they create in the beginning of their life comes to effectuation towards the very end of their life, and they could see the result. And also the diversity in their life, for instance, that there are lots of the sickness, lots of poverty and everything, the lots of pain, anxiety. So thus it is a right situation for the development of the renunciation and so on. It is real easy, whereas in others it's a lot quieter. Because of that, they have not much chances for the development of the required renunciation and so on. Since it is quite easy for oneself to have the sense of renunciation, so thus one can easily have compassion, focusing on others as well. So those who are going to practice the another yoga tantra, that one to be a suitable candidate, well qualified, one should be born from the womb. So if one is born like to the transformation and so on, that does not become suitable for our proper Tantra practice. So when we say born from the womb with the 6 elements present, these 6 element presence are the earth, water, fire, and wind, plus the nadi and the creative energy inside them. So those 6 are the 6 elements. So the people of certain continent, they are also more intelligent, so thus that they can easily incorporate or take the bliss into the path. So people of certain continent, that they can work for the means which enable a person to attain the state of enlightenment in one body and within one short life. So when we say the ability to attain the state of enlightenment in one body and in one lifetime, of course, in one of the lifetime we do attain enlightenment, right? What we meant here is that one who has not been on the course yet, but adopting the course or the path fresh, and ability to come to the completion of that course or the enlightenment within his own lifetime.
내려와 녜지 칸 주된 그 주바부 라니 기베 조래 용야게 지시바도 수정고레마도 쟁기 지시바도 수정 냐메 고바메와 인자 랑기베 링제다 로신 지시바도 정오메 주바부 랑기베 마음바던 조주기 지시바도 수정고 인자 녜지 칸 주된 지지와다 시와다 바도르베 온도체 셰바 인소니 제르부시게 나자르베 지가나라 세우소 요임거레
So that now base what we try to purify is the death, interstates, and the birth, right? So the reason that why we are trying to do that accordance with the as a human, then we are trying to purify the death and the body state and the birth of the practitioner himself. Practitioner himself, not of some other beings or of some other continent, but of that very practitioner. So thus that his personal death and his personal interstate and so on. So thus what the kind of the base for purification which we are talking about here is the death, birth, and the death, birth, and birth of the person, the practitioner who has them ahead of him. So that's very clearly stated by Great Tsongkhapa in Namsha Rigvedika, a commentary of Namsha Rigvedika.
Today is Dangaransu Shea Hiburude, Chitsar, Tanda. Just a chiva, Mema Chiva Jaya Yamarda, Tashi go to Zugre, Sandan Shigure. Then Badu Drugre, Chiva Langure, Jibadu Sumbati Jangure. Danganzo Jibadu Shini Yoyati is Ali, Des Shiri Mashu Shake Madu, Sangmadudo, Josamashu, Shirango Ruche. And then Jibadu Sumbati Jangwa Yindi, Maranzu Chiva Shimazu, Louis Abuji Lenin, Deva Ina, Sosa, so Lechum Sagro, Bena, Sindela Giochimbuchi, Georgima Giundo, Louis Abuji Lemala, Ju Choice Sagre. So this and Shika Lagala, Chosa the Bachaja, Shika Lagala, Sim Gioji Jenny, Pema Soshaba, Telesuita, taking Drebu the Tron, Badu de Yabuchi. Badu the Chisid in Sanja Duani, Chosaba, Tea in Drebu, Chivachima Carino, Tea Chivale. 어두스 용고 다다가 나한시 지게 되는데 고순 라치데 산지 고순 고봉 도야 되래 대다 차송 천을 주고 고요.
So now we have taken our birth already, which is behind us, nothing to purify as far as that concerned. Now what we have to try to purify the base, that's what is ahead, our own death and our own the body state and the birth which we have ahead of us, since that is the one which is right ahead of us. And now in order to assure ourselves of a proper birth, or to be able to have a proper birth and so on, for instance, if we choose to or wish to be born as king and so on, now we have to create the right causes, right causes, and the sosa, which means that collect the right accumulations of the merits, and then they try to bring that result, work on the cause, and only the result will follow. Without the right creation of the right cause, one can never expect the result. In the same manner, now we are trying to explain how to purify those three stages for which are ahead of us.
다 나신 라베 주고 지도 도진내지면 고고 토와라 코토야 주 초치무지 마사니 연구 말이 초사야 돼 가서 라멘 내줘들이 라멘 내줘 연락도 마치다 라마 초기 신다마 이미 주는시 연락도 먹고 살을 초사 쓰는데 only 제로 요소 제임바디 초사고요.
So now in the same manner, for us to attain this state of the emanation body of the great Venerable Vajra Yogini, now we have to create the right causes which enable us to achieve that. And we already did those preliminaries or the creation of the right causes. For instance, you do remember that we said the 7 limb prayers. You do remember you visualized the object of refuge and made prayers and so on. And object of the one's masters and made the strong devotion. All those things which we did so far are the creating the necessary causes, gathering the necessary causes to enable us to achieve that. That is the.
That Tati shiga laga le sui taba nangshingi ishigi so tanda di chio chuko langshi gungu du durim che yunga de shirwa nangshingi sacho le ting chula me pe chiba chi gungu yoba wesegi bado pada chiwa tang tsumbari ta ngara tsundi li shiyo ri shindwa ta chu tsumbari.
So it is said that it is like the way we are caused which bears its result in the immediate next life, right? A cause which we create in this life and bearing its result immediate in next life. In the same way, we are trying to do the practice in resemblance to that kind of thing, you know. Like we did the practice up to like clear light yesterday. Just in resemblance the way that the process of the death occurs. And in resemblance with it, we maintain the practice.
Ta dedong chugu churu senyamba jade chawo segi tsawticha shiya ge tsawticha. Ta de mane dedong zona pangi ma ba na khane ba chu su padure padu longo ngaje zoya de shine padu robe so padu liu ge tsawtela rande pangi chen na khal de ya de. Ta pangi de ma me ge khatin shu du ya de 바도어데 밤에 쿠라나 쇼르바다 소머리 다 지와len도야지 나주베다 데베 탈람도가 조용으로 그 최대 드레스 자 지지바도 소무다 자네 단다 코라도 터버지고 망고바는 가서 용해 지지바도 소무다 다 담에 베지지바도 용 먹어야지 이게 바데 정상지 오래
So now at the state of the clear light that from that state we appeared ourselves in the form of the red light, and which as a part of the state, a resembling with a part, and from that level, then we dropped ourselves in the ring of the mantra. And then as if are taking birth, we arouse ourselves in the full form of the deity. So that's our resemblance with the taking of the birth. Now, the way we did our practice at the clear light, that in resemblance with our actual death, in resemblance, they resemble, you know, they look in quite alike in the future where our actual death occurs.
Ta yani sunaji sosa pena ngaransu jewa chema be geburo ya ko ji jinin de kenge jine nyonju jile tsindela be gewa chimu chi sa. Ta de shega la kala gewa de suda ya ma lege na ja shengor wa ma shin le de shengor le singende le tsindele le ma sa gre de penje da 조적이 레니요 펜제기 레스야 지와 펜케지 레르기 지와 레르야 펜제 레스 그래 지와 지기 중에 디도 망보 용용 켄게 지와 고마라 아마 펜바 배당 알아서 녀모 지레 디도 망보 용하게 레용도 될라 펜제 레스 그 말이 펜제기 레들라 지와를 레토하게 레지고 될라 nyongjujile debu jiwa nyongwa jiwa de la jini nyongjuru lendrashen la nyongjuru tongchu la nyongju sung yore ta nyora mangiba chi yore jiwa lenga ayi mayi mangiba le chi yore ta le do chung rup chingri jini nyongju len tongchu nyongju siya de tsito le sa tsime mi yunga diri alindi nga zo le guya ma re tanda rupu shen go re Bisha tree to Tigori. The song the Chije Kangolo Bisha tree, so you Mitsuki Midago, Chonsuki Jimember, Chivin do locality.
So, for instance, not like if we are to become wish to become a king in the next life.
Lady Sabarwa, Lady Cinderella, Joe Chama Lamson, Joe Lanking, Lady, Joe Yamogiba, Machine, Jinning Juris.
So, we've created cause, right? Cause for that, right karma. That right karma has to be activated at the time of death, right? The karma has to be activated at the time of death so that it bears its result in the immediate next life. That whatever karma is activated amongst the karmas, whatever is activated, it bears its result in the immediate next life. So that a kind of karma which we create in this life, which bears its result immediate in next life, that's called Kene Nyongju, a karma which is to be enjoyed or endured, a factor which is to be endured in the immediate next life. So in karma in general, it is of two kinds. There are throwing karma and completing karma. And as a result can be of three kinds, that which we bear in the immediate next life, which we see in immediate in this life, and immediate in next life, and result which may see from the second life onwards anywhere. So there are three kinds. And since these are not for your meditation, okay, but since we are to talk, we're teaching that we do need to know about these things. And as you hear in some other centers, they even have a Geshe program. And aren't you going to become one of the Geshes? They are already giving Geshe diplomas, So aren't you going to get one of those? So third kind, the result was that we create the karma in this life, but it does not bear its result in this life nor in the immediate next life, but sometime from the second life onwards. That is called in Tibetan Lentang Shenlanyongju, which means are to be experienced in some other lifetimes. So whereas a kind of very powerful karmas that which bears its result in the immediate this life, they created in this life and experience immediate in this life, those are called Tongchu Nyongju, Tongchu, which means that seen in this life, and known as the experience, and Gyur as to be experienced within one's own lifetime.
Tongchu Nyongsa, Tongchu Sudu, Tsendire. Tsendik Maras Tonguyo, Tsechama Pension Suji Tonguyo Mari.
So as said, the to be experienced within this life, that Tongchu, which we directly see, experiencing the similar result of the same action one has created. So that's why it is said that within the perceptible, within the perception, because the next life and life after that is not really within our comprehension or the perception.
So
Tongchu, which meant that which we see in within this life, whereas what happens of the life hereafter that we don't really see, neither do we hear, neither do we can explore about it with the scientific instruments or to the telescope or microscope that
Sendele Ching also Jagme, Sakelenton, Lamachi Salendro, Soldier Bang. Uncle Soldier Bang, they were in the Shendelamsa, the Yabuchi Chindu Yordan, Tiricho, Shemba each at Tirichon Yordan, Hemaluju Yuma. How to so Soldier Bang be Gihoti, a Chinning Jubilee. That was she sanity in Jabuchi Yabuchi Chiswell.
So you must have heard lots of stories about the someone who took the vow not to kill anymore, and because of that karma of the vow to not kill anymore, that it bore its result in the immediate next life, and the butchers who gave up killing and so on, you must have read stories about of such kind, and that happens. That is the result which they experience in their immediate next life, that are better good and so on.
That Jabur which is the Jaya in the Joshua Jabuchi when the Sindel let of Chisa. And Lego Pasha radio, Shikala, the Suda, Yai, Sambazomber, Monodo, Persimtigia, Sony, Ledia, Shikala, Selen Sevasung Suda, Shikala later to Chimucha, and Uches on the Jabu Pasito. Passet Jod Lady, Joshua Jabuki Jolim.
So, for instance, if you have created a very strong karma to be born as a king in next life, now from the second moment from when we have created that karma, it goes as a seed, right? That karma becomes inactive and remains as a seed inside a continuum. But at the time of death, or at the nearing when we're time of death, then it has to be cured or activated by the craving, grasping, and existence. That through those three, if we are able to cure or activate that karma, then in the bardo, one comes as a bardo of to be the king and birth the king.
That is a thing also, but two go that Colonel Tento, the Garan Dojina go Tobachi, Sijaka, the sound of today, you seem Jenny, and Tungo Zugo. Tungo Zu, the Tungo Gola, Chosaya, the Laminaju, so judgment was up. This are Sasson, the Dene, Chochugal and Chitibu, Chota Jesus Tumba, Satulatin, Chula Meltimber Dachin, Jonji Susu, Duve, Shidota, somebody, Choti Jonga, Moban, she had the Tamebi Choti Jong.
So, now, before we start with our practice, now, and sit down on the cushion and make a very strong determination that I'll try my best, I'll work my best to attain the state of enlightenment or state of the great Vajra Yogini on this very working basis, or within this very within this working basis as human, or within this session, I'll try to attain the state of the great Vajra Yogini, and then sit on your cushion and start with your tune or the session. And beginning with the Guru Yoga and all those Guru Yoga practice and all the way of accumulating the merits, and then we carry on this practice that we're resembling with the death, which we have ahead. Shiva and Jesus Tumba, Shiva as death, Jesus Tumba as resemble. And then we try to do the practice. And what we try to purify with this is our forthcoming death.
That we say, Chugo, Tumani Gonsati Kasashe, Sarimba, Tumania Nabarja. Showing that the gentleman of Soba Yamako, Homs, Jenny, or Vesegu, Jemava, Kangadu Sarimba, the Cho Chugu, the Choda number Tumari. Ready Chogungo Mari. The number Tumia, the Tamava Shed doing Jonji, but you do die, the Shabe, Tamawa said it. Tanda ina Joaji Timbe Da Jedi Shad, Tamavese, Domania, Nabrajavat, Kuninam, Chu Sundior. Ta Goya de la Domania, Tonia, Nabrajabet, Tonia, Nabrajavinia, Ishibe, Devachim, Rasi, Devachim, Utomania, Nabrajavet, the Duime, Ishi, Gondevati, Noyul Deva, Noyul, Donsong, Niyul, Rajemeva, Sun Sobelote, Rang Tojer, Mongwana, Sanje. Najuma Toyagi, Najuma Tuju, Chugo Sambaji, Tilanga Jungure, Chugulanga Jaya Matun, Chugulanga Kimatore, Chugudan Ma, Badutana, Nachota number Tumbaredi, Yachugulanchi to Amare, Ma Baduta number Chota number Tumba, the Buddha Wuche. Goma Mojitella, or Cheju Sunenge, Nabja Ishi, Tonya Toba, the Ochumbishi Telia, and Jeduge. Chugu is a Magaje Joson, Gajedi Auchiana, and ya Chugulam Kiswar, Chugulam Chirijo. There is a Cheju Jide Guisiade, Simdilla. No, you don't song worry. No, don't song river, Nada is a Dusaiba, because of Chilogu, choose how much would you, so go ahead do. And Tamatama de Hui, Nada but Nada Mavage, Chia Mava don't sound so Chavisa, Nola don't sound no Mavacherva, Nola don't sound. Tatonia Mavache was a Rajemeva, Givorna, Givo Rajemavache. Gonkendi Devachimuiva, Tomoni, Lamenajucos, Lamarangi, similar team, the Dongishi, Gone, Neduji Lama Gudu, joined the day or Zeta, Devata Tombe joined the day, the Dongishi. The Dongishi, Oda, now you don't song, New Rajemeva, New La Devachimu Sun so. That is the Chugu, somebody the Jitso Sona, and the Chugulan Shiri. Then the G must on Chugulan Shiri to about it.
So now we did on that clear light, we held the divine pride of being the real Dharmakaya, right? Now these 8 stages, when we do our practice, please remember, we are not meditating on the death. That's not a death meditation, but it is in resemblance with the death process. Okay? It is in resemblance with the actual happening during the death process. That those 8 signs which appears during our death, that we imagined those appeared here, and on the 8th stage, the Dharmakaya, then on the 8th stage, now the clear light, that they resemble with each other. They resemble with the actual happening of the death. So thus we have incorporated that. Otherwise, it is not the death meditation, but in resemblance, in feature with the death. And that wisdom that which is in the state of the great bliss, as earlier we mentioned, that by the absorption of the Guru in your heart, that mind is in a great blissful state, right? In a state of great bliss, experiencing great bliss. Now that bliss mind, experiencing the bliss, but in appearance vacuity, right? In appearance outward, that you have dissolved everything. Nanda, there's no form as such around. Even that smallest squiggle that has disappeared, there's no any form in sight. So there's nothing. So that's why it is the vacuity or the emptiness. But in confirmation, confirm that it is not the just the empty, but empty of the in-hand existence. The empty of the in-hand existence. Now those 3 qualities of those 3 attributes present in one mind, and upon that we hold the divine pride of the real, the mind being the mind of Dharmakaya, of the real resultant Vajra Yogini. And if we are able to have all these 4 quality or attribute upon a single mind, that blissful mind comprehending emptiness, the void of in-hand existence, then that qualified that to be the qualify that as the taking the Dharmakaya as path. And if we can't have the resemblance with the death, then we are not taking the death as resemblance. So to make it a death, they're taking the Dharmakaya onto path. So it should resemble with the death process, as well as to have a strong divine pride on that mind, which has those three attributes, a divine pride of that being the real resultant Dharmakaya of the Vajra Yogini. And if you could do that, then that becomes a well qualified, the taking of the Dharmakaya onto path. So remember that to divine pride, to have a divine pride above that, if we lack in holding the divine pride, that does not qualify it to be the taking of Dharmakaya onto path. And if that does not resemble with the death, that does not become the taking the death in resemblance.
That is one. So that is one. Oh yeah. That was the Chugulam Chitin Ribaja. That was the Lungulam Shigungu, Dinani. That she Shechiwa say, Gani, Tago, Paduda, Chidua, Tanegu, with the double in by the Shingadoda, Akusasoma. Tayo, Tameba Shindu, they were saying Gawa, the Kapatuka Lane, Patolungu, to Truyumure. These out of the Tea Ngone, Rasin de Tunis of Baby, she is on a Yimbala, Yiju de Tonkora Yimbala, they don't do Zusu Truyuni, Yipai Mabuchi, the Churusum Savache, Payu de Nahali, that Tuluchi and Tagi Rangin, Rangin, the Kawaii, that Niga Katu of Chile, that Nahazana, Tedejilia, Pai de Ranguluria, Zugu to Paichi to Son Savache, Pai Mabu. So, so that
I
didn't do what he loved them. They don't know what I do, but don't buy the Rasin, the Dunis of a she's on a Yimbala, number by Yima, which I don't do, and I never choose. That I didn't know what someone Dunica, Yamari, know what I do, Tumbanier. That Tumbanier, they don't with Zonam, they don't Yishi Kore, Zonam Sudu. That Alizona, the young Yucca Zona Yimbala, they don't go Yimbala. That they don't go Zutu, they don't go Yipai Mabuchi the journey. Tibet Nakali de Jagajiman, Rangulu, that Ransin of Korachu, Rangulu, Bai Kora Yimbe, Zudovichane, Naka, Baishi the Churusu, Samache.
So now you found that how those 8 processes, they resemble, okay? Please do remember how they resemble with each other. And you found that it resembles with how the ordinary death happens, and so on. Now, when we arise out of that clear light state of the Dharmakaya, then that we arise out in state of the Bhagavad. Now first you should read the Siddhana from where it says, from the state of the voidness in which all appearances have been condensed like this, there arises what is in essence is my own mind holding the pristine awareness of non-dual bliss and void, but in the form of upright red slippery palm standing in space. Now space should be right at the level of your heart, where you have had your heart earlier. Just at that level, there appears one's own mind in the state of the one's own mind and body appearing in the form of the slippery palm. So one's own mind, again remember, which is the bliss and void, by assuming the shape of a slippery palm. Again, so again on that slippery palm, that we have to hold a very strong divine pride of being the Sambhogakaya, that's the resultant Sambhogakaya, the Sambhogakaya which one is about to attain, okay? Sambhogakaya which one is going to attain in future, that's this syllable letter Pam is this Sambhogakaya which one is going to attain in near future or going to attain.
Ta bāngi de māji ne bādua tan dhāgu re, yāja ne lōngu tan dhāgu re. Lōngu tan dhāwa cheba la, lōngchū dzōpa ku ne, cēnsā sūnyi pīche jachū chē dēba bē jāo dō chāng ku. Tinte chi yo re, bāngi la gō tā la bā tā kāngu chitā yā ma re, cēnsā sūnyi pīche yā ma re, tinte ku ma re sāma yōngu re. Bādua ya lyōngā yī sūng bē cāng ni, bē nam lōngu lū re, ōmbu kōng cāng wā che kāwa yī sā rū dēngi chi yo re. Bāngi la ne ngō tā la bā tā kāma yā ma re wā de, dragi yo re, draya de lyōngā yī sūng dhāwa re. Bāngi de yī gī yī mbā, kō chāpu yī sā chā yu lū tāng rā, bādua de chā yu lū re. Lōngchū dzōpa ku de jāng sī, pāpa kī mā tōng, yē mā tōng, chā yu kō re. Tē yī sā, chō jī ni tī re. Nī sō ni lyōngā yī sūng dhāya de, o mā ā wō sūng bū tī, lyōngā yī sūng chūng jī re.
So now that syllable palm now which we have visualized, that should again resemble how it resemble. Now it has to resemble with the Sambhogakaya as well as it has to resemble with the body of the Bhadra being. It has to resemble with the Bhadra being. Then we might question ourselves that how could it resemble with the Sambhogakaya, because that Sambhogakaya is a being with all the major signs of the Buddha and with all the hands and so on, whereas syllable Pam is a syllable, that it does not have the extremities or anything like that. And so, but there's all the good reasons for us to believe that it does resemble. That first of all, it is a letter, so it is a subtle. So is the form of the Bhadra being, it is subtle body, and so is the form of the Sambhogakaya body, because it is subtle and it is just exclusively seen only by the Arya Bodhisattvas.
Tā bāngi dhāru shēngwa re, bāngi sē dhā dhūpa kōdu thōma namche ki tāla āche. Sē rūpa yīgis namche tā ātā, tēndā khashē chī sū, tēnē yā dhāi mā dhī chē pāñchū rī tsūñchū chē nī yā bāng sū chū re, tā tī shē kī dē nā nī ngū chū sū nā la bāngi dhāru tē la īwāṃ dhū shē yō re, dhū yō dhū ējī thā yōng gu yō re. Īwāṃ tā pā yō nī bāng chāng chāng dhū bā yī nā nī bāngi dhāru tē, chūni lāma rū chī sūng tē, lāma dhū chāng sēn tī nā gu yō re. Tā tē ngā sū dhū gu tē chō yō mā re, sān tā kē yā dhū tāng tē mā shēn bā, tē kēshā mā rū re. Tō tō yī bāṃ tē la nī sōng yō, tū ngō kī nā la tē lī ndā wā kō wā kō, nā mā rī chē tē dū nī sūng, tū nī nā shē dā chēn ā sōng yō re. Tē lī ndā wā kō wā kō sī chī dā, tē lī ndā wā kō wā kō sī.
So now how it resembles in the accordance with the great Ngulchu, that he put that is how the constitution, the whole constitution of Syllable Palm and how it was made. It is more like not really semantic, but how we created this Syllable Palm in Sanskrit. That he went to with what kind of characters constitute this Syllable Palm. Yes. So here I have a quote from the Tugo Kala Chakra, which he quotes Tigle as circle, Tawa as moon, Kua as fluid, and Ku as kaya. Datu. So as I said, Tigle or the circle, there's on the top of Syllable Palm, there's a circle, right? A ball. I think you got it. So that a circle, now it can be applied to three things. externally it can mean like the sun and moon, which are round. And internally in our body, it is the creative energy, the white bodhicitta. So other, then other, so we said external, internal, and other, okay? The other is the ku, or the kaya, or the body. So that the circle, now it resembles the kaya, or the body.
Number cheja do ni sung sa nam che de wang yi korong le yo ma re ali ba wang yi ru ru che do ag ta gu de ag ge de tel ni za je nam che chi chu re ta ku jur ro ya ma ji ni yo sung re te sa nam che yo go ta la number cheja do ni sung sa de nam che ge yi de ka re sa na do ni ma sung che do ni ma oh ya do ni sung do da ni ma da sung re Du du geni du zo la wa du ni ma sung ni ma yo da ni ma sung ko sung tu sung nam ji se de go ni de go ni za de re ali to mo bang sing ge zuru che de ni re o tili ni za che ba ji ja ti da la a ji ja yang ju a ji ja ya ji ji yu de a ni za te a ni za wa ru ju ne wa ri de bang ge bo wa de re yo 세상 나제 라도 산다 게스가 야주마 주체네 이와 이야오 리라오 리라오 아다 올라 어요 샤르 파주추 마무요 내가 니니 셴 더라요 무투르체 다 나제 고 선데 대샤 다 게셰 카도디 셰슈야 남버 제자 두스두 타레스쇼
so number 제자 means that
남제디 선데 제는 now,
number checha, which meant that here namche is the so that number checha, which meant that there's two circles. You see, one circle at top, and in middle there's a dash. And there's one circle at the bottom. You see that lot in character, right? That's named as Namche in Tibetan. And now it says, there's another quote where it says, do as the particle or the dust or the particle, and sun and the speech. So do or the dust or the particle here meant the, externally it meant the sun, internally the red bodhicitta or the creative energy, and other is the speech.
Number cheja du ni du da nyama da sung re sung yi du sung de nga re pado ge nga long ju zo ko go sung ta ko da sung ni di sung pado lu nga ni di sung.
So the number cheja that please the number cheja, that circle, please write as just number checha. When I says number checha, all you write is a circle, two circles, one above another, and dash in between. And that is the dust or particle, dust or particle, okay? Or then a dust or particle, sun and speech, it says. So dust meant here the creative energy of red bodhicitta, and then external sign is for the sun and other. Then those two, internal, external, speech.
Tu ni nashi dajen a chewari. Tu ni dajen, nashi dajen a.
Namshi.
Namshi.
The nail. Dajen. So now you got that straight. Now next one, tu or the mind. Now is namshi the consciousness? Is now the consciousness, then the sound and syllable letter ah. Now we have to syllable letter ah.
Atindire, wage sore, wadela so ashudio, atunre, ajumeza, atun sol shudio romado, wai pangi nala, alolo yamare, kanelab tsani mavakola, dangjugore, a, e, o, risiaji shudiore, ashudiore, chena, wage soge adire, wage soge adikari tsumare sana, chile chigine, dajen tsumare.
So now the syllable palm on its own can't produce sound, but it has the a vowel as into it, right? So thus that externally what it symbolizes is the Dajen or the Rahula. Inside is sign is the Namshi or the consciousness. And Shen other, that is the Tuk or the mind.
Tu is that Pangi ke Atungi Chun, the two Chun, Ya Longju Zubakula Chen, two, Longu two, Ma Padu, Chen Padu, eat a two, Sim Jibarwa, Padu Luma Yisun Jena, or Luma Yisun Dendoa, Longju Zubako, Kusun Tusun Dendisuma.
So that syllable of the palm for Sambhogakaya, it resembles the mind, and for the Bada being, it is its consciousness.
Nyamadawa Dajan Sumbute, Nyamani Nyamara Dawa, Dajan says Nyamasanga Zadire. That's who Nolu Shadani, Sa Omala Dajan Sigre, Roma the Chamani and Dawa Nyamasigre. Dani Joe Dajan Langa be able to make the shows.
So now, as we had the expression of the sun, moon, and Rahul here, right? The Rahula. So the Rahul here meant the central psychic canal, and the sun and moon for the right and left channel. But I don't think you need to know it, so you may not listen. So in short, what we are trying to make from this is that in the syllable at the palm, that we have how it resembles the body, speech, and mind of the.
Detonga Zona Yabala Naba Pangi, Mabu Chandra, Nahat Naba Churu, so the Tarango Luigi Trubere. Tagi, Tumba Yagi on the Shadu Yadana, Ishi Chukula, then Sinjanga San Jaya, Beva Yinza, Jendo Yungomare, Telezujukola down, Summer which and Zogo, Pangila down. Tell Lonjo Zogo in Sabajatanga, Longo in Sabajane, or Pahida Longo Majasumche de Warrior. Tagonju Tisha, Dick Trisha de Moji.
So this is the elaboration, okay, that this is not for your meditation. But now we will go for the meditation. That when we are in the state of the Dharmakaya, then we just we think that if I stay in the state of the Dharmakaya, I am unable to benefit other sentient beings because that they are unable to see myself. So thus, that to be able to come in a grosser form so that I could be of help for the sentient beings, then within that thought, then there appears one appears in the form of syllable at the palm at the level of one's heart.
다 주고 치वे랑치 고르와 저 주고 치वे랑치 다 봐도 롱고 치वे랑치도 고네 담에 봐도 또 조주디 잠버리.
So now on this level of palm, we hold the divine pride of being the Sambhogakaya, and what we try to purify with it is the ordinary bardo. So now it will be very confusing about the taking of the Nirmanakaya onto path. Path. Lam. Lam.
Lam re.
Lam. Asked, what is the path? And I said, it is Lam in Tibetan, because you say the Lam. So now as it comes here that from a state of voidness, from AA comes a red double tetrahedral reality source, inside of which from an comes a white moon mandala with the shade of red, and on top of it arranged counterclockwise rests the mantra Om 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 and so on. So now the within the state of the voidness, just below your cerebellar palm, below the cerebellar palm, there appears a double A. The one had it shared in so the bottom A to the front side. So one above another, the bottom one facing so double A, one facing towards yourself and one facing on other side, and one above another, and which transforms into the as it says tetrahedral reality source, or double stake, where it's written in Tibetan, which means at the bottom it's just a tip, okay? At the top there are 6 corners, but at the bottom, so one triangle into another.
This one.
So at center of the Chunjung, I'll say place Chunjung now, at that reality source, now there's a moon disk. And it's on the edge of that moon disk is the 32 mantras, syllable mantra of this deity in the counterclockwise. Mantras red in color, 32 in syllable character, 32 characters. In a standing position, counterclockwise.
Pe the only Chezike.
And Om and Pe, they meet with each other. They join. You can have as big as you want. And trotting, such characters formed at the bottom there. And the moon disk being white but slight reddish, as it says, bearing the redness. The white moon disk, but bearing the slight touch of the redness. So this has to be through the Ngunjang Ngaji, which means through the 5 enlightenments. So the generation of the deity here through the Ngunjang as the body, and Nga as 5, and Ki as generation. So generation through the 5 bodies or the 5 conscious or 5 enlightenment. Now way it is done in the way we have in the Heruka, in the way is same. So since we are trying to do it here, now it needs syllable letters. That is we have all the characters of this mantra at the bottom there, and now we have to make the 32 major signs and 80 minor signs of the Buddha from there.
Omo sawabe dagin bezon pe so igi sunju sunyi bodi range mamu bana thoya ge jisu dojine ju redu ge dojine ju senso bo sunju sani di insan bori range thoju sani nani sanje di thoya senso sunyi di tadakun su juyu na gandu je igi sunju sunyi di insan ba je bori.
We should try to think that those 32 syllable letters of this mantra, 32 syllable, they represent the 32 major signs of the Vajra Yogini, which we are about to attain that in future.
This one. Kosa yuba kosa. Ki magushi bebo ya na yu che shin ye ma de chigda. Ta yigi de la sunju sunyi de yigi jiju zogore.
So now those 32 letters, now we'll break that into 40 letters, characters.
That was the shong, ya which Jagamiduwa. You pisha meza. Omo songche.
So
Sarwa sa ra wache, yigi songche.
So Om and 3, and Sarva has Sa Ra Wache,
songche.
3.
Buddha Siadila Ba Da Hache Sungje.
And Buddha has 3 characters. Buddha and Ha.
Dra Ki Ni Ye Se Jenke Omar Riche.
So Da Ki Ni Ye, it has 4 characters as it goes.
Benzar said Ba Za Ra Sungje Radachio.
And Benza has the 3 characters because since there's a Ra there.
Bajara Benzariche. Varna se wa ra nache sungche.
The Varna has 3, Wa and Ra and Na.
Sungche. Varna ni ye se ni che ya, Varna ni.
As heard, the Ni and Ye, 2 characters.
Yayam benzal sungche ba za ra sungche.
Again, the Benza has 3, Ba, Za, and Ra.
Be ro za sungche.
And Be and Ro and Za, 3. 3. Ni and ye, 2. And those 3 hungs, are 3 syllables. So pe, those 3 pe, there's pa and there's also a ta. So they are pair, so there's 6 in those 3 pairs. So 6 in those 3 pairs. And swa and ha. So 2 pairs. So please count now. Do you have? I got 40. Is it 40? Yeah. So let so
sorry. Ka nga se sever chi seje kala amaju na khane dang yung yo ma kala ashu na kare kala eshu na kere kala ushu na kore 제가 세제를 소르부터 영르 마주발라 당통고요 말 대신 더노아 셰도노아 루부들라 나시 마주는 거죠 더야요 말 내가 제야요 말
So what a letter is a sound. So it is a sound. For instance, vowels like the a, u, and so on. Now they are called, and these are consonants in Tibetan which we call selche, which becomes clearer if they are helped by a vowel. Like with ka, with the e, it becomes ki, and so vowels work more like a consciousness, and the letters like a body. So.
다 미치 얘기해야지 미시야지 미다 그러나 봉바 가와 사도 신샤도 미르디.
So now to talk about, like, for instance, name, words, and letter. So name, every item we name something, like the vase, and all the items we name something, right? So so name, for instance, like the Tenzin and so on. Now after that name, when we apply with the modification, then that becomes a word, right? For instance, like the impermanent ways, or impermanence of ways, and so on. I think So I think the Lord here knows how to debate. So they really are adapted with debating, right? So now but what constitutes the name and the words and sentence? That component which constitute the name and words, and all those are the letter. The letters are the ones which constitute for the name and words and sentences.
이게 메시지가 중요하게 지도부터 메시지가 자와로 이해하되 이게 맨은 미다 미고 말이 세이고 말이 저는 얘기들라 오리리레레 세하기 양주로 요래.
So letter which we have like the 16 vowels and so on, that without them there won't be names or the words and so on. The letters, for instance, now the 16 vowels, R, E, and so on.
양주로 가가 생년도 가가 생년이 세제 송주요. 나도 보이잖아. 어디서 얘기를 다양히
and ka and so on. So they are the seji or the consonants or the which clarifies.
Takati seje is a kakatunda de kaki said the Bakaka Seva Mado, Kuno Gagan Dong de Youngre. Is a kale Ashu den, Kazuguche, Kusor of the Ashu Ka Segre. Kad Sola Ushu Ku Segre. Shejigre. Kai saw the Eshu win K Segre. Jazanda, Soda, Jadon Shason, Tanang, Yigit. Soda se liuda so ni cheni se ji jijutil so jijuda ya the pa chen jeju tamu ya de.
So those are the ka and so on. Because if they are blessed, if they are given with a vowel, then they produce sounds, right? They produce sounds, then like ki and ku and so on, right? Whatever vowels they have on it, then it gives its sounds. It produces sounds.
Da tanga di zi sarimba jiju re songa jiju de la yong jiju da seje jiju so jiju da lu jiju zena jeju re da omo sab da ring mi ga ko de la ya korambe nga korongi yigi de suju suni yo teng ya ma ba na ro ya ge do je ne ju ma be ko han to yu de ge le le je ya ge chen suju suni de yin sa ma shi da ko la ba yigi de yong se ka pa chena ni jeju tamu yo re jeju bo ra ma ba na ro ya ge Pije Jeju in Samasha. All that is all the Jana and Mojanga Jegi Jitijayon.
So now those are more like body consonants, and as a life force in them are the vowels in them, right? So thus those 40 letters, they have a vowel in them which enable them to produce give a sound to them. So thus there are 40 consonants and 40 vowels, and which makes the 80. So that 80 number, now we are trying to say that 80 minor signs of the yogini, and on that, then we try to convince ourselves that they are the 32 and 80 major minor signs of the yogini, which I'm about to attain, have a strong conviction about it. Now, if we could do that, then we are laying the foundation for the Nguncha Ngaji, or the generation of deity, through the five enlightenment, or the 5 bodhis.
Ya om some yigite la yonse ni du wa yinza yong de tan dawa ki karchanya bu de melunda bi shiche.
So now that syllable letter om and so on, as they have the vowels in them, and the vowels in those syllable letters, and the whiteness of the moon is the mirror-like wisdom.
Call Pateni, you call you have a sage, Yigita, the Wakado Mabu, Machanya Buddhi, Nyabadichi, she said.
Whereas as they could be separated and they slip consonants in them, right? Consonants. And then again on that moon disk, there's touch of redness on it. That is the equalizing wisdom. So when one looks down in the form of syllable palm, then the white moon and the red syllable letters, then try to convince oneself or believe that being or have a regard to them as being the white and red creative energy of the male and female deity. So try to think that if now I need to assume a grosser form, a grosser emanation, so that I could help the more beings or even the ordinary sentient beings to be of help for them, to benefit them, and just like the emanation form of the Shakyamuni Buddha, who came as the son of the King Shuddhodana and benefited immense number of sentient beings and extended his virtuous contacts. So in the same way, I would like to appear myself in the emanation form of the emanation form or the emanation body I will arise myself in the emanation body. And so thus you alight down and the palm sits in the middle of that moon disk. So now the entry of the syllable palm in that is in resemblance with the mind of the Buddha being entering into the egg and sperm of the parents. So now as it comes in the syllable in the mantra, that propelled by the wish to take the birth in the center of it, right? That now at that time the way we have done is through the analyzing wisdom. So, through the extension of light rays emanated from the moon and cerebral palm and the mantra rosary towards all 10 directions of the core, which means the worldly as well as trans-worldly abodes, and by the touch of that, then bless everything in the nature of the Vajra Yogini, though you don't transform them into the Vajra Yogini, but name the nature of the Vajra Yogini and bless, and they all come back and dissolve back into that circle.
Uze ke riba za ke chelo ke khwale khwe du ba da ta ba nyangel ndi be nyande da si ji ni ke du be chu ka de yo no ji be no ga yin ba de chun jong de chu je ji sin je da san je gang ga lo na ju ma le chu ho da de chang ma lo su de ne rang ge da ba ba yin ha de ji ba lo su tim.
So, or it would be wonderful like to transform everything into the form of Vajra Yogini. That's through the emanation of the light from the circle, by the very touch of it, that all the phenomena which are within the worldly and trans-worldly existence are transformed.
Oh yeah. So ba yin ha de ji ba de rang ba yin je de or ba yin ta lang ha chi yo ro wa de le tin yu du be no ju ta ma be chu ju da do ji ne ji mo ko de chu wa de su na ba yin ha de ni dam le de ya gang ga lo be khang ga ma ge ngo lo shun ni tin be mi ba ji so ya yo re ga ri je ne je da su tin ne ji re ma ju ne da shun ne da.
So then they all transform into all the beings in the form of the Vajra Yogini, and all the environment into the reality source. And they all come back and dissolve into it. Now there's other version where it says that you can visualizing them melting into in the form of red and white creative energy and melt into it. So whichever way, whether you melt or not, but you dissolve them all back into the circle of the mantras. So now they all come back and dissolve into that mantra, right? Now and dissolve into it, that is the enlightenment through the accomplishing wisdom. Enlightenment through the accomplishing wisdom. Now our prayer hasn't got length here or anything, It is the same, but we have to do these visualizations.
That timba. Buying her Jibala Timba, Yos Jurba, let that Temejingo Tamji Duji the Druba names and all. That's what Timmy would do Nurture Taja Timba, Rampai, Tagik, Martin, Shunjun, Dawa, Yosu, Kombuchi the journey. Urging the journey, heard of a lumsum, that the Temejingo to Sungo Tanjaba, the Zungo Tamji Duji, Talang, the control song so much.
So by the merger of all the lights back into it, instantaneously, then the whole thing inside turns into a single ball of light, and instantly from within that ball of light, then there appears the resident deity and the residence mandala, that all together instantaneously from that ball of light. So this is the enlightenment through the Dhammadhatu wisdom. Enlightenment through the Dhammadhatu wisdom. So now you have the 5 enlightenments of the 5 consciousness.
What are they telling the true you have a Dojinaju Rabbit Trugo? Longu Gabatu Jave Rabbit Trugo. The Sinjan Suju Jet Hoya Bekuraba. Suju mi jet hoya rabbit to dodge Naju Meta the Temaju, Yonzo the Chusum, Sangabe Sanju, Naju Mongoi, Samagaje Chisu. That's again, they don't get chocolate, Chugu, Samagajesum Simba, Baitilang, Longo, Samagajesum Simba, then the chatting the gallery Yonzo, Cho Yondu, and the Nabe, Tugu, Sabe, Majesum, what is it? So, Zazo Chegua, Chijingi, you don't matter, you would hear it. Tujin Duman Yore, some Toru Chena, Tarinte, Muazeche, the Alicality Shade Matoshe, Marun Yomare.
So now that instantaneously you appear in the form of the growth, in the form of the now in the grosser form of the deity, that entire, the resident and the residence, and then try to think that now I appear, that I have assumed, or I am the resultant Vajra Yogini, that who is able to, that even our ordinary sentient being are able to see me, that I transform myself into the entire, the form of Vajra Yogini, along with the residents and the resident, and then try to think, the all around yourself, that how you are. And now, that within the state of that bliss, which is the Dharmakaya, and then from the palm, and now here you appear yourself into the entire complete deity with its residence, right? Now this practice is the most fundamental of the practice of this practice, that through this teaching you haven't had any addition to your daily requirement of the recitations, that this is the practice and this is the gist of the whole practice of the developing stages.
This one. Tana doji nanjo ma chugo mo de ma sanje nanjo ma. Te yilu gane resen senan de ta pechal daru chi su pechal de ngures pa shira shaya me.
So now I am the real the Nimanakaya, the Vajra Yogini. Now how am I? Now how am I that? Now you can just go through the sadhana, read through, Now there's not much explanation, we will just read through here.
Tambe ngoi yesa yilu gane re ta saji chana doji saji doji rawa doji guru doji lari chiru to be mebong chojun be chobe songa kolon dai jawa da jeba yongsu zoba ni re sha meri da jebas meri sia de remu tribal sigmare meri su me chemu ba me reze baba de yoza meri jebare doji rawa guru lari meri da jebas jebe nangdo. So
as it says, furthermore, there's the Vajra ground, fence, tent, canopy outside which blaze a mass of the fire-colored flame swirling and counterclockwise within and so on. When we say Meri, now to get back in Tibetan, it says it does not mean the drawing of the fire, but the huge blaze of fire which looks almost like a gigantic mountain.
No, the tradition would judge Korwas to trade Jedi, Dojira, Nolo go over it. Chilo go chore, Nolo go near chore. Sondi Dinjola, Nolo go, and Mishoba Yoma, and they shed on Niri. Taya Jimisha and Tisha would know. Dojira, no to te, to trade Jembo, Soyore, Judon Jonala. Doji rawa nang to te to trade jeji jemba osudu doji rawa te nalo lja mazda doji rawa nalo to trade jeja tene rawa tere doji rawa nalo lja to trade shilu go betare doji rawa nang to te to trade jeji ko osya chiore doji rawa nang to trade je ko na rawa shilu lja to trade nalo nija jubi gomba yin seore jaza de tare to trade nalo go ya de gomba ti jewana do ta de nalo to trade shimbo je sha do tong da lo la so to trade je nalo la to trade je shin je chu je lo je jin je to trade ri go la to je chongo no je to trade cha so ji je yo kurje.
So the 8 cremation grounds, such as ferocious ones and so forth, in the center of this are so inside, which means inside the Vajra fence. That it is all right to have the outside or inside. Even in the Heruka practice, the one can have the cemeteries inside and one can have them outside. That it is all right. But here it looks that we choose to have it inside the Vajra fence. The reason is that we can quote from our Tantric text where it says, inside the Vajra fence is adorned by the 8th cemetery. Or where it says, the Vajra fence inside and the adorned by the cemetery. So it became interpretative, right? Either you can have the cemeteries inside the Vajra fence, or Vajra fence inside and adorned by the cemetery. According to the second statement, you can have the cemeteries outside the Vajra fence, or inside the Vajra fence, you can have the cemetery. Both of them are correct.
춘중 제일 공격서도 춘중 니지리 춘중 수도 가르했으니 춘중 가르 지사나고 춘중 마셔봐 리니 요면로했음.
Now what is chunju? Somebody asked me what is chunju, you know. I think somebody asked me, so I would like to show you.
디고 독하드마도 요말와 도드마도 면사 신구말 또 봤어. 춘중대노대 카드 주송제 대마 바로 이게 메소드 제직제 춘중직들의 직제는
So this one is on top, you know, it is, only thing is three-dimensional. So the point, the one point on the ground is just 1 point sticks on the ground and broader ones on top.
또마마도 주소마 코바 주인은 무조로 잡아야서 그러지. 다째대만 파부체. 자디야 첨부체. 노스야체. 다 주송직들이. 다 주송이 노스 단에 레무트게 저기도 하대. 가르사 조시 주 정에서 그 주요 주송이 지도 마오냐도 가인도. 너 단대도 되나. 니 제나네 주요니 노스 지용도 카드니 레지용을
So that's the top, how it happens, 6 corners, and it has 2. In a way, it looks like the torma. You know, if you make a 3-dimensional equilateral triangle on a torma and dig it in. So it has 6 corners.
어다 카드니 레체 다마 바로 루레 수루 니레체 제제샤디 노로라니 주저르비지 고고라 메지 조 니레 레체바지게 노로 된디레
There's center, where center inside where the deity reside. And so at the bottom there's no hole, but they all share a single bottom, but 6 corners on the top. They're one triangle, 3-dimensional inside another, with 6 corners and 6, so broader at the top and smaller at the bottom. Those are corners, they're empty. They're center. So those 2 which are corners which goes forward and one at the rear, there's nothing in them, they are just empty. Now those 4 corners on the 2 sides,
we
we have a gachil or the bliss rules.
Nobugachi Yonko called the
in the counterclockwise, slowly.
Then Nirva to Trajaki court to Trajaki Kobe use Chunju to Sonche. That Chunju Papu de Masal Zu Yo Inza to do the Chunju Baru the Mindru Sachen, Goyamuyore. Chunju Kati Chimbo Inza, Katika to do Salva, Manya the Yungro Kava Chimbo Yore. So in Olu de la Laju Satire. Chunju Jide, Kevin Zan Zilla, Nazo Bema, the Majeva, Devan Nimechingor. They told the Jijeda to send them to the Dojin Najuma, all those you.
So,
Dojin Najuma, oh yeah.
So the cemetery, you know, which they circle around the Chunju, so area on top, then from the straight down, then you can measure the cemetery circling. And so at the bottom, as it is very thin, it thins down towards the bottom. So there are lots of spaces between the cemetery and the very center of the Chunju. And at about the middle of the Chunju is we have the sun cushion upon which there's the Jigje Napo and Tuzuma upon whom the Vajra Yogini treading and in a standing position.
Ramodojin Jumarova, Randojin Juma, Chujugi, Nazo Bema, the Niema, Shavni Geola, Shayo Eva, the Majon to Samama Novene, Yokuba, the Gigi, Makabulone, go to Jelma, Tepsi, Pegone. Todoyani, take on the Jing de Du, and Rangi Dojin Jum, Uzug, no Dodi, Chunju Katanyum Siori. Chunju la Kachu Java, we gone there, 20 or Marilla, you say a Podon Road. So
the she's seated at about the middle on the sun disk, right, on a sun disk, and her right leg stretched out and treading on the Tuzunma on her chest and pressing down on her breast, and in front by left leg slightly pulled in, tread on the Jigje Nakpo, this in a laying down position on his chest, but treading on his forehead, pulled towards back, and holding the Kadvanga and Scapula, and the tip of the crown of the Vajra Yogini is about the level of the top of the Chunju. So the crown of the Vajra Yogini does not protrude, but it is just about the level of the Chunju at the top.
Sakandre is Gomba Inebe, Shada, Chada, Rubata, Chimbata, Loa, Jumachitabe, Saltonji Omare, Kunhala Rajemeba, Go Urge Gombo Indeva, Pena Chimipa Jadugi, Majin Baji Ordon, Metelbe, Call Labada Chita Truna, Hayako than the Joyori. Or the Isura which be Shata Duce, Maimba, Sato Dogo Sujaba, Tabu member. Kutan Trija but Lele member, or the Legic Nola Rangem, Papa, Shinjeru, Kanga, Yoding. Penakajem Kuba Tabu, Sanyabu, Tone, Deja, Shiguchina, two Shovina, that she wouldn't shade about the Queen, Chibayori. She would not get the Shada Rubada Chada Kayo Mari, Sakuta Kaviori.
So the form of the constitution of the form of the deity, as you all had the several teachings and should know that it is not, they shouldn't be visualized like the conglomeration of the flesh and bone and so on, but which appears but being lack of inherent existence, and it is very subtle, and like it, if a bottle lamp, if a light, could it have a shape like that of the deity, then it will be very identical to the way a deity would look. Now, for instance, if we make a three-dimensional form of a deity and have it reflected in the mirror, the reflection in the mirror would not have any of those, have any of the obstructions and so on, so it looks just like that. Without any obstructions, but though appears, but being void of inherent existence, and very subtle, and without any of the flesh and bones, and so on, and very radiant.
Jijeda tu senye de kolo dombe shawo gidire. Kolo dombe shawo la jiye tu senye ya de kolo domba ke tuba kudu tuba namare de oyo shene den ting chi nyade ba mare. Tu ne saje sala ko akona ni tebe ko ne rango lu de joden le pune kon su be shawo le zube su ro jire. Ha khanda yimbe jije na bo la ba ji tu se mama la ba jire. Na jo ma gong de la ba ni ma de gong ju yo mare.
So the Jigje Nakpo and the Tuzima on whom the Naljoma tread on or stamp on, that's the way it is in same thing as in Heruka. That in Heruka, when he tread on them, so it is not that he has forced them under him as cushion. That when the Heruka conquered or subdued them and enlightened them, so they offered their original form as because of respect to the Heruka, so as cushion, and thus he tread on them. You know, it was their offering, and but in the case of the Heruka, the Jigje, Napo, and Tuzuma, they have the 4 arms, whereas in the Vajra Yogini, they have only 2 arms.
Heruka ge shawala jije di sha yebe olane tusema yume olane yore.
In Heruka, you will find the Jigje tread on the right leg and the Tuzuma by the left leg.
Nanjo magi sha yebe olu tusema ne yume olan jije ne yore. Kuni gaju logo ya de karje somare sagriya.
Whereas in the Naljuma, you have the Tuzuma by the right leg and the Jigje Nakpo by the left leg. And why it is reverse? What do you think?
Kuni yoyo nyebude shawne gaju loba mare. Jije shaw usma ne du yung pamu ko kol chu chu yore. Yung pamu shaw ni ko kol yogi la dine che yore ma shama jona ne ane shaw yung shaw dirawa yoma de jije ko khegre. Yaba de sama la khegre. Yung shaw yoma da yogi shaw yaba ni nya du khegre wa. Chesa shawne de yayo no yo ma da gare chikore.
So there's no mistake there, because that the consort or the mother embracing the father Heruka, then when she let her legs down, then the position is in the same way, right? The position where the father is treading on the Jigje, that which is her other opposite leg falls on it. So because of that, this reverse order happened. So there's no mistake in there.
Jije tu seni la onchu yo ni re onchu da onchu gu choma ni re. Onchu yo ni shawo la ne be chun re ya de cha dang mu su ne ba re. De sha shi na de mu su ne ba re. Ja dang de sha shi na de mu su ne du yong de sha su ba re. De sha su ba zan de sha ji we ne de re. Be de sha ji ya ge ne de bu de no ma re. Ja dang no me go le she ja ne ba re. So
that treading on the Maheshwara and his consort now is also the symbolic for the treading on the 3 personal solutions, and treading on the consort, the consort of the Shiva, that's Tuzuma. And she symbolized the longing desire, and as being the breast, being the source, as a source of the or object of the desire, so it treads on the breast.
빼고 한 완내지. 온수기 빼고다 니가 니부터 대비지 전에 그도 캐고. 해야 될 거라서 니가 대 시당지에 내 공주사들이 내서 왜요래. 때문에 저월에 상로동의 상로마고 무용의 빼고사들만 무는 드레시도 하면서 상로마고도 누구도 맞을 수 없네. 제가 때문에 내래. 때문에 시당지부터 그도 캐고 셔 never is.
So treading on the Maheshwara, now his neck flipped, right? His neck flipped, and forehead and the heart at the equal level, and treading on the forehead. The reason is that heart is the source or locality where one feels the hatred. That, of course, when you feel real angry, you have the pain at your heart. Whereas when you feel ignorant, you slap on your forehead. So as them being the place or locality of those hatred and the anger, so close-mindedness, so tread on the forehead, leveling with the straight, or leveling with the heart. So the red color of the Vajra Yogini, is the intense burning of the bliss fire, symbolizes intense burning of bliss fire, and out of the moods of the anger and the attachment is more the expressional mood of the attachment or the chakra. And as it says, the extremely radiant, like that of the flame at the end of the kalpa, which meant the most superlatively radiant. So all phenomena. So as all phenomena equal in the terms of being lack of in-hand existence, all phenomena being equal in terms of void of in-hand existence, so as there is no inequality as far as that goes, so one, to symbolize it, the one face. So though by nature all things are lack of in-hand existence, but all phenomena bear the true truth, relative and ultimate. Whereas the ultimately that one has to understand here is the relative illicit body and and ultimate the clear light. It is to understand for the ultimate clear light and relative illicit body. So to symbolize it, the two hands. So three eyes, that to have the direct apprehension of the all phenomena of the all three times, thus three eyes. Looking towards the culture, now should look from the left side, looking from the left. So, and turning towards left, turning towards and looks towards culture land by turning towards left, it meant that as it is and look you see what they so turning towards left and is the watching towards the wisdom, looking towards the wisdom, and watching towards the up in space is looking towards the cultural land as a sign that I'll lead all my disciples to the cultural land.
Cha yeba de tau yoma shirore, chena yeba tau jiraji ma jang de ya de gares na kong sang ye char re de ina tab de wa chimbo sinje la ni ji chimbo o ge ko na la be sinje ge to na la ko na la sang ye de ma ju ne be sang je zu ko na la ma pe de go ya de ni ji ge jing ma ju ka me re ma ra zu ko na de go ya de ne be cha dong mo su nyo mo ge jing ne de ma de ka me re chena sang je sinje ni ja la ko na de lu de dong da ma re 대이상 공니지 신부 제원도 주는 탑니지 신부 오게 상여 코안도 주 시제가 되라 코안도 주버선 자예버 더그러지 마줘야 돼.
So right hand symbolizing the method and extended down towards the ground. The reason that her merge or her abiding in the worldly existence or entry or abiding in the worldly existence purely out of compassion to benefit all sentient beings. That her dwelling in the worldly existence and our dwelling in the worldly existence are different. Hers is purely out of the concern and compassion for the sentient beings to lead them out of here, whereas ours is without a choice because by the bind of our own delusions.
오늘 차 지구 남고야 가르에서는 지구 시럽을 시럽이 천년부 탄생이 다와 제도 세계의 영모도 수제의 죄에 돌아 지구 된단 말이에요.
So holding this curved knife by the right hand pointing downward is that by the sharp edge of the wisdom of the emptiness cutting the graspings of the sentient beings.
차 이어만 시럽을 하시래. 시럽을 하시게 더바 타기 공존에 띵초소 존 띵그 때야 돼. 냥엘 대비 초소 띵고 있죠.
So holding the skull cup filled with blood by the left hand which symbolized the wisdom raised high up in the space.
대야자 고야 돼 거려서 냥엘 대비 공원 예버 처벌해. 시럽이 냥엘 대비 니 터기 르에도 고안이 저 당신이 그 제대 되래.
So by the wisdom, because of the wisdom, attainment of the highest level of the nirvana, that attainment of the highest level of the nirvana is symbolized by the raising of the cup by her left hand very high up in the space, holding of the curved knife by the right hand and extended towards the ground is the method and the extension of that towards sentient beings all the time.
다시 말이 시력직 제대 생진세 지든 시도면 소리 다시스도 랑을 세바 랑라 미비 자동 몽송스는다 단진스는다 들이 어디 시력 제네 아니 답에 냥을 리바 살시버리 냥을 리바 슬라야 페네 다주마스나제 제부제 주마데바제 생진을 don다라마 코아나 상제도 요는 르에던 샤단 제데야데 생진을 지시비 오게 요바이자 생진을 세베 생진을 차베 오게 세야도 차바데 니지를 고고리 다세 말이 시럽 지제데 생진 세지 지는 시도면서도 다 세베 탈레만에 시베 탈레면에 어시지 타니를 주요 존재 데레 소리 버를 탈레메스
So by the because of the wisdom cutting the root of delusions, then raise herself to the level of the full enlightenment, but because of the compassion towards sentient beings, again, not remaining in the extreme of the arhatship, in the bliss of the nirvana or anything, but coming back and helping the sentient beings. Attachment, it says, attachment here is not to be understood as attachment, but compassion, but purely out of compassion towards sentient beings and bring back into the world's existence to benefit the sentient beings. Being cut through all the roots of worldly existence by the sharp edge of the wisdom to attain the state of the pure nirvana, but not remaining in that extreme of the bliss, but coming back into the world's existence to benefit all sentient beings.
Chayome Tove Nala Tari, the Ochimutsumari, Tagi Jil, Juma Yori. Kavalani, Endre Gons, Endres Jumari, Jumata, Taji Lucia, Odindu Jama, Shell Subi Sudus Nayori.
So, the skull cup filled with blood that symbolized the great bliss, and filled blood and the guts in and dripping in her mouth.
Chayome Tobata Gon Tincho Susun, Shed, and the Choba Suas, Shea, those, Tadi, Beshel Sugu Sudwadi. Tiku Karesan, the Ochim Tuju Tato Singing, the Ochim Yamazani or Mado, the Ochim Haberdam Barwa Yiza, the Jojim, but the Ochim River Sunula, Tadi Sudewadi.
So her mood, the expression, the mood or expression, that raising the cup filled with blood, raised high up above the space, and the stream that as pouring the blood right in her mouth, now is symbolized that her being in state of the great bliss, that always in the fullest state of the bliss, that never undermined, or always in the fullest state, and without any discontinuation, is symbolized by the holding the skull cup filled with blood right above her mouth.
Tabayoma do Jima Katangala no more than to put the pencils by changing my numbers. Tabayoma la Katangar, Katangasia, the Yella Druba Sigre, Yella Druba Sia, the Mingusu Gola Doji, Teola Nazo Bomba, Teola Doji Jadam, or the rest said Nakatu in Chioimer, Yella Druba Sigore. Contrary Makaton Hakuruada, you are Sujayor. Shang Salzu at the Dojimare, Doji Chima to Yomare, Dojinga Yomare, Doji Chikje, you are Sujaje, they will not so Dojije, Yatashi the Katon.
So,
Shaguna?
Holding the Kadwanga on her left shoulder. Now, the left shoulder, Kadwanga, right? Kadwanga meant a piece which has 6 parts. A piece which has 6 parts, which meant the 3 Vajras, and then above.
Kadon de la Damor, the Tributa Pensus Chamba said, Kadon Bombay Watinima, Damoris Dio, Damor Gaging with the Tribu Dio, Tribuki Chilis in the Pensus Dio. They Najuma Kadon Gallery, Koluma Kadon, this one Yamare.
So, and Vajra, and then above that there's waist, and there's double cross Vajra, and also that from that waist on the top, right? There's waist, right above the Vajra there's waist, and on top there's double cross Vajra. From the waist there hangs out a damaru and a bell. At the blade of the bell you will see a little flag or the banner, and that you won't find in the Heruka Kadwanga. And also it has the 8 sides on the main length of the Kadwanga, and a tip, there's a single tipped Vajra.
Kadang the Tabal Jani, Kadang Go, Mosonza is Jel Pate, you are the truth and those cable Chete, Motokadan Salman Zu Generin Yaju Amare, Najumekui, Kodandi, Tango Jel, you undo it and the Chete and those travel the Gawari.
So, again, please, those 6 parts that are on the full length of the piece, metal piece, then there's 3 human skulls, right? not Vajra, 3 human skulls, and then there's a vase, and then above that there's a double cross Vajra, okay? Now they also, that she has it laying on her shoulder. Laying on her shoulder. So I think you should all know, and sun looks warm outside, so you might want to go up for a tanning.
That's in